Also, do you guys believe in Jesus?
We believe he was real. We believe he existed. We believe, I personally, and I know Zevi agrees with me, really like some of his teachings, but we don't believe that he was the Messiah.
Or the Son of God.
Or the Son of God.
Right.
Why is that?
Are we really the chosen people?
Great question.
And how are we supposed to approach that?
Two Jews set up a stand in New York City trying to explain to people what it's like being Jewish, and people could literally ask them anything. Before we watch the video, don't forget to subscribe and, of course, like that video. And yeah, let's watch the video.
You know the rules. No questions are off the table. I hope you enjoy the chaotic, beautiful, organic, human interactions, educational experiences to follow. Here we go.
All right, let's go.
Why don't you have a beard?
I'm not one of the good Jews. No, Jews don't have to have beards. Jews do not have to have beards.
What's a stereotype that Jews are affiliated with?
Well, what are the stereotypes?
Yes, one of them.
We love money.
We love money, that we're cheap with money,
Who
that...
isn't, though?
That we run the
Wow,
world.
good point. That we run the weather, the media.
I think a lot of the stereotypes for any minority are like interchangeable. Like what they say about Jews, they say about Mexicans, they say about blacks.
I don't think people think Mexicans and blacks run the media and the weather.
Okay,
That's
fair
actually
enough.
not true.
Fair enough.
We have some special ones. People think we have horns. That's like more like in the deep south.
Do we
like
have horns?
No.
Is that what the hat's for?
we don't have horns.
But that is going into the pre-real.
Of course, yeah.
You can't do certain things, right? I know, like some.
So Zevi is more religious than I am,
Yeah.
and there's a whole bunch of stuff he can't do.
There's also a whole lot of stuff that I can do.
Well, you guys know what the Shabbat is? You ever heard about that?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
I think Saturdays, like, you can't use electricity, like, you can't go on your phone.
Yeah.
You can't. It's
But we can rest. And if you're on your phone the whole day, are you getting some good quality
I
time
will
with
say-
friends and resting?
I don't keep Shabbat so much anymore, and I still want to keep Shabbat. It's the best thing in the world. 24 hours off your phone, you have no idea how good it feels.
I've been keeping Shabbat for the past 3 Saturdays, and it's incredible feeling. You feel rested, you play with your friends, some board games, Catan. Really, really fun experience. I haven't kept Shabbat before. I started recently, and it's amazing.
Every time you say no to something, you're saying yes, potentially to something else. So it's both the things that you can't do, but also the things that allows you to do.
I think everyone should keep Shabbat. I really do. I think
Same.
we should export it to everyone.
Is it true that you can't open doors on Saturdays? Or
Open doors?
If the
No.
door's
Open
door's
door?
electric,
Oh.
then you if
Wait.
it has like a sensor, then you can't open
Oh,
it. But if it's just a regular like
Oh.
non-electric door, you can open that door.
I saw this thing where it was like, this guy would go to his Jewish neighbor's house and like turn on their lights.
Yes.
They couldn't
Yeah.
touch the
That's
light
right.
switch, and I was
That's a
like,
big thing.
Interesting.
But we're
That's
not
a
allowed to
thing.
tell a non-Jew to turn a light. We have to hint at it.
Oh, okay.
So you have to be like, oh, the light's on and we're trying to go to bed. Like, you can't even say to him,
It's got to be indirect.
Or like if you're hot, for example, you say, "Woo, it's very hot in here. Wow." And then people are supposed to realize that you're wanting them to turn on the AC.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
The question I have is something you probably can't answer.
Well, try us.
Why does the world not want peace?
I think most people do want peace, and I think that some people's tactics to get peace create less peace. But if you ask them, the people making the war and the opposite of peace, what do they want? They will tell you peace. Just because you want something doesn't mean you know what best way to get it, to get it.
What is your religions? Like, are you guys in like a religion?
Yeah.
So what's the religion?
So being Jewish is interesting because it's like an ethno-religion, I think you would say. Whether you are observant or not, whether you are a religious person or not, you could be an atheist, doesn't believe in God, doesn't go to synagogue, nothing Jewish at all. But you're a Jew. If your parents are Jewish, you're Jewish. So it's an ethnicity, but it is also a religion. And like Zevi here is very clear. Doesn't he look like a rabbi? Like he's we're religious Jews.
Also, I also wanted to know like about that cap. I always see a lot about that. I really don't know much.
Zevi's
about
got this one online. Zevi, tell us about the cap.
The reason we wear the cap is because we can think that the human brain, the human mind, is the pinnacle of existence and it's the greatest thing. And sometimes that can lead us to being boastful or haughty or egotistical. And the cap reminds us that there's something above us. There's something in which we are service to, something which is beyond the power of us to rationalize and comprehend.
I didn't know that. I mean, I did know this answer, but I didn't know that if you explain it this way, like It's awesome that your brain is not like the peak and that there's something above you is insane. I know that the kippah is here to remind us that there's a God above us, but great explanation. I liked it.
It like reminds us God is above us.
And it keeps us humble.
Also, do you guys believe in Jesus?
We believe he was real. We believe he existed. We believe, I personally, and I know Zevi agrees with me, really like some of his teachings, but we don't believe that he was the Messiah.
Or the Son of God.
Or the Son of God.
Right.
Why is that?
Why do we not believe that? Zevi, you want to handle that one?
Yeah, I think the main reason why in Judaism we don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah, because in Judaism, the Messiah has a role, and the role is to make the world a redeemed place, to bring the Messianic age. And until that happens, the Messiah hasn't come yet. So Jews are still waiting for the world to be redeemed before we can point and say, okay, there's our Messiah.
Fantastic answer.
He hasn't even came yet.
The Messiah has not come in Judaism. We're still waiting. Every day
Yeah.
we're waiting. That's right.
Jews do not believe the Messiah came yet. I mean, we'll look around the world. Does it feel like the Messiah came?
Yes.
If we're still asking why are humans making
Yes, because his parents told him that the Messiah came, but no, the Messiah did not fulfill his prophecies for him to be Jesus. And I don't mean to disrespect any of the Christians that are watching, but Jews just don't believe in Jesus as the Messiah. They do believe he was a real person, but not the one who fulfilled the prophecies of the Messiah.
why are humans not able to love and be in peace, then we're still needing the Messiah, right?
Well,
I mean, the world was already bad before he came, but then after Jesus came, it became a little better until now it speaks people will lose the love of God.
I agree with that. I believe that Jesus played a role in getting the world to a more messianic place, but I think we still have a long way to go until we're there fully.
So what do you think will happen to us now without the Messiah?
I think what we got to do is we have to work every day to try and make this world a better place. I think the responsibility lies on each one of us.
So you believe in heaven and hell?
I do.
We do, yeah.
I believe that we create our own realities of heaven or hell, and then we live inside of them.
When you say create your own reality of it, what do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, you can wake up one morning and you can fill your day with hatred and jealousy and guilt and anxiety, and you're in a living hell. Or you can wake up and decide to live with presence and patience and kindness and love and wisdom, and then you're creating a heaven that you can live in.
Beautiful answers. Gotta give it to Zevi. Zevi is his name?
But yeah, my question is, are we really the chosen people?
Great question.
And how are we supposed to approach that?
Yo, just light questions this morning.
Just light question. I love that.
That is an accusation that is thrown around so many times with people that I talk to. They say, oh, you think you're the chosen people. They think it's a bad thing or it's like a condescending thing, but let's hear his answer and see what he has to say.
Love that a Jew's coming in and asking that, because that's a question I was not expecting to come from a Jew, and I love the question. And I'll give the only answer I know, which is depends who you ask. It very much depends who you ask. It's a very Jewish answer. I know this much. No one knows for sure. No matter how certain they sound, no one knows for sure. If you're a Torah religious Jew, then you're going to believe yes. It's spoken about pretty clearly in the Bible.
From the historical perspective, I've always just marveled about how, relevant Jews have been for thousands of years. And it's always a topic of conversation. That's always kind of led me to believe that there's something a little weird or maybe special, and weird not in a weird way, but in a unique, cool way.
Yeah.
But I just had a qualm with this idea of chosenness, just because of like.
What are your qualms?
Well, just because we live in a world with other human beings and other philosophies, and I think that when taken a little too specifically, I think that's the beauty of Judaism, is a lot of things are open to interpretation, but the idea of being chosen, not for me, but for other people, might seem that they're less chosen, less special. And I understand that Hashem has the 7 Noahide laws and all that for the Gentiles and the righteous Gentiles, but it always just never really sat right in my head, just on that specific idea that if we're all human, we're all like capable of doing good deeds and all doing like tshuva and everything, but some people might be a little more quote unquote special than others just because of their nation and their people, or because they believe
by
in
some
Hashem.
luck of birth.
Correct.
I think that we choose to be chosen, and more than that, I think that we choose what we're chosen for. And I think that hopefully we choose to be chosen for responsibility, to be there for others, to try be the best we can and to be examples of what it means to live a life of choice, of chosenness. And I think what happens is part of that chosenness, when it does lead to supremacy, to ego, to narcissism, to xenophobia, is the kind of chosenness which is not helpful and is not the chosenness which I envision a divine loving being choosing us for.
Completely
right?
agree with you.
And I think that part of our choice is what is defining what it means to be chosen for. And I think that we can be special and unique without being exclusive. We don't have to be the only ones that are able to be a light unto the world. And I think that being a Jew for me means choosing to be a light and choosing to see my fellow humans created in the image of God as capable of being lights that I can also learn from and shine light on each other's paths towards a shared humanity. To me, that's what being chosen means. And again, for every Jew, being chosen is going to mean something different. But that's.
I think that's a beautiful answer, and I do need to inject some cynicism of my own into this. I think that you can be a light unto the nations, and I think that you can be a good citizen of the world and a good neighbor to both your fellow Jews and to fellow human beings without ever coming onto the concept of chosenness. I had the exact same qualms you did, and I used to bug my Rabbi and yeshiva about it nonstop, and I never got satisfactory answers. And hot take or not, I've never liked the concept of chosenness, even chosen for responsibility, because you're already putting the idea in the heads of Jews that we are different and we are above. Oh, we're above in order. It's a responsibility. Okay, yeah. Who made us the hallmongers?
That's only if there's only you can only choose one thing, and one thing means that.
That's how you know 3 Jews are sitting next to one another. The 2 there are supposed to be on the same side, and they're also bringing up ideas, and they debate with one another about the same topic. That's how you know 3 Jews are sitting there, because they're arguing with one another about good things. Yeah, they're not really arguing, but yeah.
Nothing else can be chosen. I don't think chosen implies exclusivity at all. I think many things can be chosen for many different responsibilities, and I think that we have a unique.
That is some hot apologetics, but that is not the biblical.
I'm dead serious. I think that we have a unique responsibility. We have a unique gift, and so does Buddhism have a unique gift and a unique genius to give to the world, and so does Hinduism, and so does Christianity, and so does Islam, and so does every other faith and culture and ethnicity is chosen for their gift, for their genius, and for their light to share with the world. I just don't see any reason why it needs to be an exclusive category.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that on Shmini Atzeret or Simchas Torah, we're said, like, it's honestly in theory also like one of the holiest days of the year, because it's a time where Hashem also chose us, right? Like, we're also not only the chosen people, we're also saying that God, the same way He came to us with the Torah and we said we'll take it, He also chose us to bear that light and that responsibility. Which also for me begs the question. I know we have the whole the lore, the legend that He had gone to other nations and they'd rejected Him, but just about this idea about there being a God just for Jews and versus a God for other people, other religions, and and the way they're kind of perceived by a God.
I don't think that Judaism, and feel free to disagree. This is what we do, but Judaism in its classic, authentic articulations does not see God as a God of just the Jews. It's very clear in the Talmud, in the Mishnah, in the Torah as well, in Tanakh, that God creates humanity first, Adam and Eve, and only then, generations later, is there Abraham. And the core principle of Torah is that Zot Torah Ta'adam, this is the Torah for humanity, for all people, that God is not here just for one nation. God is here for all of God's children, all nations, every human created in the image of God. That's what we just read now on Simchat Torah, that Adam, not Jewish, is created in the image of God. And to me, that's a core of my Judaism.
I'll attach the link to the full video down in the description. This is a great video, and there's another part to it, which I'll react to as well. But I'll leave the link for this video down in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, and if you want to support me financially, you can do so through Buy Me Coffee or Patreon. I'll see you again next time. Yalla, bye.